I am rubbish at social media. I don't know what it is. I just can't quite get my head around it. Maybe it's that I grew up at a time when there was no social media and it sort of came into its fruition when, I'd lived a lot of my life. So maybe it's some kind of psychological jump I can't make, but I don't know. I know I should be doing more, but I have real trouble forcing myself to do it. I know what I should be doing is engaging in conversations in Facebook groups and on Instagram and I reply to all comments on YouTube. Thankfully, that's one of the upsides of not having a very big channel, is that it's easy to respond to every comment. But I know that I'm not using Facebook, Instagram and YouTube as well as I should be and could be. And I know you're supposed to post really regularly, or maybe here once a week, but even here, I have some ideas about doing some more than once a week on YouTube, but a lot of what I do, I don't know, my natural inclination isn't to tell the world about it. But I know that's kind of what I have to do if I want to grow this channel or Instagram or Facebook. You have to keep putting stuff out there and engaging and showing everything. And that's not my nature. So it's really tough for me. And I don't think I'm alone, that's for sure. And a lot of filmmakers don't really want to be talking about, well, they do want to be talking about their projects, but, very few people get to do projects non-stop. So there's a lot of downtime, if you like, in between, which is, you do things like writing or thinking about how you might be able to get a film made or visualizing things, but it's hard to post about stuff like that. Well, for me it is. And I don't like to give too much away before I've finished making the product. I don't want to have shown everyone everything before, the film's finished. There won't be any audience. I want to just give little snippets here and there, but that's where it's, oh boy, as you can see, I struggle with this. I think what I really need is help, and not just the psychological kind, with social media. And the problem with that is I need to have money to be able to pay for someone. And I don't want one of those automated systems, which there seems to be a lot of now. I want it to be really personalized and tailored really specifically to me. So I want to deal with a human being and have them do all the social media stuff, so they map out what needs to be done, and they can kick my ass to make a video about whatever, or they can film everything I'm doing, that kind of thing. Really, I want a kind of, here's my ideal situation. I have a kind of personal assistant that does social media. Well, I wouldn't call them personal assistant. I'd give them a title like, I don't know, maybe they're social media manager or marketing manager or something, but that would come on, take care of social media. I know my website's very basic. I should probably do something about that, bring it into the modern age, you know, and manage all that. And also any online presence, when you Google for me, what comes up, all that kind of stuff, everything. What I'm doing with YouTube, look at doing things like affiliates to try and build up, you know, a long-term potential income stream, which doesn't mean that the people using those links pay anymore, so that they're not essentially out of pocket, but it might, in time, and I know these things take a long time to build up, might provide a stream which would allow me to shoot the short films at least out of my own pocket. And I'm happy to do that. Features are a bit of a different story, but yeah. So, and I struggle because, as I said earlier, my natural inclination is to not say anything, just get on with it, get the job done, and then talk about it. And I guess that's just maybe just a generational thing, and not how things work or work most effectively today. And that's what I've got to try and adapt to. And I've got to tell you, I've been trying for some time, and I haven't been as successful as I might like to date. Anyway, I made some notes. I don't know if I've already talked about them all, but let's see. Yeah, someone do it, but that costs money, of course. Social media to deal with all that stuff. Yep. And I look at other indie filmmakers, and some of them are really, really good at doing this stuff. Really good. And I don't know. Maybe because they're younger than me and they're more in tune with all this stuff. That might be a big part of it. I just don't know. Or their personality is more inclined towards it, which I suspect is a big part as well. So I should be learning lessons from them and copying them. But even that, for some reason, doesn't come easily to me. And, you know, I guess, you know, the social media thing comes in a number of ways. Sharing what I'm doing and my thinking while I'm doing it, and my day-to-day while I'm trying to survive and do these things, and other side things I might be doing to inspire me or give me ideas, but also when it comes to the finished product. Now, having a strong social media campaign for your finished film is crucial. Excuse me, crucial. So you really need to be on top of all that and really pushing. So that's another strong reason why I have to find a way to be better at this. Because it gets people watching your film, which at the end of the day is what you want. And my usual excuse, and it's an excuse, is that the more time I spend on social media things, the less time I'm spending on directing or writing or thinking about filmmaking or acting. But I know it's an excuse, because those are the things I want to do and bring me great joy, even if it's very difficult at times. I find great joy even in those difficult moments. Not exactly in those moments, but soon after I realize it's just, you know, it's part of the overall thing I love to do. And I maybe that's it. I can't quite get social media into my mindset of this being part of what I really want to do. It feels like something has to, a switch has to flick up here somewhere for me to be able to do that. Or somewhere I need to find the money to be able to pay someone to do all that stuff. One of the two. And ideally both, really. And it's been more on my mind lately because, well, I want to grow the channels. I want to get a bigger following, because that means when I do have some news, it's going to get to a bigger audience. I think it's logical. I think any filmmaker would think the same way. And I'm hoping to get some news. I have a little bit of news about kin spirits, and I'm hoping to get a bit more, and then I want to tell you about it. Because one, I have to tell you about it when it's something you can action, which it isn't at the moment. And two, I'd like to put two things together. So, but there's some good news coming. Okay. So, you know, if you know anyone, maybe a student or someone who wants to have a crack at, you know, knocking me into shape and helping me do things on a, you know, a project, you know, a case study basis or reduced rates or something like that, that I might be able to work out a way of doing, please point them in my direction. Otherwise, I have to work on myself, is the honest answer. And with this kin spirits news I'm going to have in the coming weeks, I want to be ready to maximize that as much as I can. So I just have to get better at it. And as I said before, whether it's both as myself and ideally as with someone who knows a lot more and is more in tune with all this stuff and has a marketing bent that can help me in some way. In every way, really. I think I've mentioned in a previous video, my perfect world is someone telling me what I need to film. I film it, or even get them to film me, and everything gets sorted by someone else, and then I respond to comments and things. That's my ideal world. But until I get there, I have to do everything myself, and I have to get my head around that. It's not the work, it's the mindset. I don't mind work at all. In fact, it's really enjoyable when it's something you love doing. So I have to learn to love social media and everything around that. Okay, that's where I'm at today. Thanks for watching. It'd be great if you could like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think. I hope to see you in the next one.